He's a serious foodie, not just because he likes to eat, but because our next guest is in the food business as well.
His blog is called My Hotel Life, and he recently put out a list of the 12 places he plans to frequent in 2012.
George Aquino is the general manager of the JW Marriott in downtown Grand Rapids, and I tell you, it must have been really hard putting together this list, George.
Well, Grand Rapids is, is just an amazing food town now, actually even West Michigan, so coming up with 12 places was quite difficult.
So that's one a month?
One a month.
Okay.
So,
it's a good way to look at it.
People like lists, so for the new year I thought, okay, 12 things for 2012, and you got one place to go to every month.
Now, is this a place you haven't been to yet, so you want to visit them, or you've maybe checked them out?
Actually, I've been to all of them, but these are the places I want to frequently visit in 2012. For sure, I'm going to go to these places a couple of times in the year.
Okay.
And George, you've traveled all around the world. Like we said, you're in the food business at the hotel. You have great restaurants there. How did you even go about putting this list together? Because it's overwhelming. You really didn't forget anybody. You went from high to low.
Yeah, well, John Gonzalez actually was the one that gave me the ideas. Hey, come up with 12 restaurants, and I have my favorites for sure. But I went to my blog and asked people, give me some suggestions of places I need to check right now. And I went on a rampage in December and went to all these places that I hadn't been to, and I had a blast doing it. Drove to Muskegon and Kalamazoo, and of course a lot of places downtown.
We're seeing some of the names. Grove is a new place in Grand Rapids,
that's hot.
And Amore is a place we've profiled on the phone. Food Dance, really popular in Kalamazoo, Fenville, but you also put some dives in there, which I love because people eat not always fine dining, but they eat pretty normal, pretty average, low cost.
Yeah, most of us like to go to dives, and we have our favorite places. And these dives, El Granjero, they have the best burrito in town, and it's gigantic. They put avocado. You can ask them to put some grilled green onions.
They'll do it any way you like.
Any way you want.
I love that restaurant too. It's a good one.
And all my Hispanic friends, that's where they go. So it's a good place.
That's a good sign. And for pho, I was recently talking about pho on the show. There's a place in town that makes a great pho.
Asian Palace in Wyoming, and this is a dive. Okay, they have floral plastic tablecloths, banquet chairs.
I've heard people talking about this place though too. That it's just something to check out, and you're thinking which one. So and it's usually the word of mouth and people recommending, and this list looks great.
Yeah, thank you so much. Yeah, the pho is definitely worth going to, and it's the best soup. It's my favorite soup.
What is it about food? I mean, that's a passion of yours, travel and food, and you talk about that on your blog, My Hotel Life. But you have a lot of people asking you suggestions for places to eat all the time, don't you?
It's something I'm really passionate about, and I love sharing that information since I have the opportunity to go out all the time. But the one thing with food is it really unites everyone. We can share a food and the table somewhere, have great conversation, and somebody's in the back there really toiling away making that food for you. And now with all these farm-to-table restaurants, eating local is more meaningful now, and places like Grove and Salt of the Earth, I mean, they do a phenomenal job of making sure that we use local food, farmers from the local area and produce from the area.
And it really is. You said it earlier. It's a statement that our community in West Michigan, we have some real treasures. Restaurants and being able to go out and have that social experience with friends or family. We have choices now, and really unique ones. And it may not have always been that way, but it seems like now I'm always hearing about a new place, or did you check this out, or even if it's not right in Grand Rapids, some really unique places to experience.
Yeah, when I first moved here, there was really hardly any places to go. And now you have just an abundance of places. And the good thing now is most of Grand Rapidians will actually drive. They will drive to Saugatuck, they will drive to Kalamazoo, they will drive to Lansing, or Fenville.
I know.
Fenville in the middle of nowhere.
But you have to go there and check it out.
Well, look at Amore. To me, it's in the middle of nowhere on Alpine.
Yeah. Well, speaking of Amore, you brought something from Chef Jenna.
Yes.
Tell us what this is, George.
Well, I Facebooked her around 10 o'clock last night. I said I need some food for 8 West, and she came in this morning. And
she's a chef up for the challenge, though. I mean, she is die-hard dedicated.
She
fabulous.
loves what she does over there, and this place is it's just one of those hidden gems. And she brought us some antipasto platter. You got some cheeses in there, some cured meats, prosciutto, some speck, some brie. Olives.
Try an olive there, yep.
He said we could eat this.
Yeah, and that's for you, for the entire staff.
Well, I'm looking at the chocolate.
And of course, I had to ask our chef, Melissa, at the JW at 616, and they have a chocolate cube here, devil's food cake with chocolate mousse and peanut butter. You have to try that.
Try a little tiny piece.
It's beautiful.
Here.
Everything in moderation. It's good for the diet.
Yes, it is. It is too. This is wonderful. You know, I love that.
Very
good.
It's
really, if people are looking to knock out some of these things, I mean, you can go to 616 and have a completely different experience that you're going to have at Amore, and a different one that you're going to have at Asian Palace.
Oh my God!
And that just complements the diversity that we're seeing here in West Michigan, and that there's so much to offer now.
And that's what I wanted to, really include in that list. It's not just all about the expensive places or the fine dining places, but you can go to dives, you can go to regular spots. Like you can go to every week, and that's the beauty of this list.
And the nice thing about your blog and talking about it, people can add to the conversation. They can comment, I've been there, or did you try this? I mean, I just love that part of the whole social media. By the way, these are phenomenal.
Oh, it's amazing. And really, whenever I post something, let's say on Facebook, asking for suggestions, my Facebook just blew up.
Yeah, I bet.
I mean, there were like 80 comments on just places I need to go. So it's really been, a blessing to have, that Facebook for opportunity to get information.
Yeah, so Facebook, or obviously on the internet.
My Hotel Live.
Yeah.
And
come down to the JW and pay you a visit.
Yeah,
that's right.
Stop by and see me.
Thank you for sharing this wonderful food with us. It's always great to know more about good food.
Good. Well, enjoy it. Happy New Year.
You too. We'll be right back.
That's West.